Hello everyone! Thanks to Reddit user Geeko, we've got some leaked pages of the upcoming Dengeki magazine, which reveals to us some fun new details about the characters of Fortune's Weave that we didn't know before. For example, Kai is 15 years old, which we knew, but we now officially have his height, which is listed at 152 centimeters, or just shy of 5 feet. His birthday is January 25th. To be clear, I'm sure that this is meant to be in the Naiden calendar, but we don't know all of the months for it yet, so I'll just be referring to these with our calendar. I will say that ours, though, the Gregorian calendar, does come directly from the ancient Roman system anyway, which this game also seems to take inspiration from. Tiala is also 15, and just slightly taller than Kai at 155 centimeters, standing around 5 foot 1 inch. Her birthday is May 17th. Peter completes the trio of our 15-year-olds and is the shortest by far at 150 centimeters or 4 foot 9, and his birthday is December 2nd. He shares his birthday with Tsubasa from Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Dietrich is a little younger than I expected at age 22, but that works, and his height is 192 centimeters or just about 6 foot 3. His birthday is September 10th, or in this case the 10th of Septem. The mysterious Fabio is keeping his secrets apparently, because his age is listed as unknown. I guess you can add that to the absolute mountain of other evidence that points towards him being a possibly undercover Agarthan. At 200 centimeters though, it's a lot clearer why he absolutely towered over Kai's crew in the scene that we saw of them together during the heroic games, because he's taller than 6 foot 5, nearly 6 foot 6 in fact. He's actually almost as tall as Dedu, who's 204 centimeters tall, or 6 foot 7. Fabio's birthday is July 30th, and similarly, this birthday is also shared with another Tokyo Mirage Sessions character, this time Itsuki. This next one has to be the most disappointing one for me personally. Esmeralda's age is 17, quite young. I felt that she looked a little older. There is the time skip to consider, where she'd age up to 22, and she does get a new design from what we've seen, but if you were enjoying the little moments so far of her chemistry with Dietrich, well, then that certainly makes any concept of shipping her a no-go, given the fact that she's underage. I really don't like when they do this sort of thing because it just puts a weird gray area over the whole situation, and she could have easily been 20 or 22. Esmeralda is 169 centimeters tall, or about 5 foot 5, which is pretty normal, and her birthday is June 19th. She shares this birthday with Orochi from Fire Emblem Fates. Theodora is age 22, which I think works. I feel like she gives off slightly older and more mature vibes, but sure. Again, I guess we have to keep in mind that this is also the series that made Saphir age 35, with gray hair and wrinkles, both in the game's code, and even still implied it in the timeline of events of her supports. That poor woman. Theodora is 177 centimeters tall, standing at 5 foot 7, and her birthday is February 12th. And she shares this birthday with Muriel from Fire Emblem Awakening. And in finally some decent non-grandpa older representation, it's cool to learn that Bonaventure is 49 years old. I find it shocking they didn't give him gray hair. Bonaventure is 187 centimeters or 6 foot 1 inches tall, and his birthday is April 8th. In a similar vein, we have Tobias, who's actually 45 years old. He's also kind of a short king because he stands at 165 centimeters or 5 foot 4 inches tall, so he's actually shorter than Esmeralda. His birthday is February 6th, just 6 days before Theodora's. Lita is 19, which also seems a little younger than I personally expected, but it works. And again, when Eshmel saves her and she survives the time skip, she'll be 24. She's 167 centimeters tall, just slightly taller than Tobias at nearly 5 foot 5. Her birthday is April 3rd. Bucker is 49, which I think works perfectly for this battle-hardened warrior, and he stands at 190 centimeters tall, or 6 foot 2, and his birthday is December 21st. He shares this birthday with Shura from Fire Emblem Fates. Last but not least, we have Sirocco, who's age 20. At 187 centimeters, he's about 6 foot 1, exactly like Bonaventure, and Sirocco's birthday is October 18th. In doing research for this video on the character birthdays, it became pretty clear that they're doing a solid job of continuing to fill out the Fire Emblem birthday calendar, as we got a bunch of new ones here that aren't shared with any other characters across the series. I wonder if someday we'll have a Fire Emblem character birthday every single day. Reddit user Agonoxis compiled the other information from this article, summarizing how it describes each of the Lord's paths through Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. It describes Kai's path as easy to select for beginners to the series, mostly due to his powerful Underworld Burst AoE attack, which certainly does look pretty ridiculous. Kai being one of the easier paths is definitely something that the previewers were implying as well. The article mentions that Dietrich's path makes it easy to level up due to his abilities like Answerer's Cry. This is the one where he finds and possibly summons new enemies to the map. It seems that his world map gimmick encourages you to grind to gain reputation, or in this case, renown. And you can also upgrade combat arts for all of his units, so it sounds like his route could be made pretty easy if you end up grinding too much because of this. But I could also see a scenario where, if the Maddening Mode difficulty does get added later via a future update, just like it did with Three Houses, that his route could become exponentially harder if the skirmishes really crank up the difficulty. In games like Awakening and Engage, the highest difficulty skirmishes could be nigh impossible at times to deal with because they were just way more powerful than most of your troops. For Theodora, it mentions that battles and resource gathering can be done efficiently thanks to her troops, so she kinda seems pretty middle of the road. And for Lita, it states that her blaze arts lean more towards support, so you might have to play more strategically compared to the other protagonists. Her unique world map abilities also don't include anything that would directly make battles easier, other than consumables and learning new Curse Song blaze arts. So, they hypothesize that Lita's path may actually be the hardest one to play, especially if we see Maddening Mode added in the future. However, we do know that Lita gets gold and other resources from her performances, and can also buy special drinks that grant various benefits, which I wonder if they work like tonics from other games. So if she had resources like way more gold than someone like Dietrich, that could certainly make her path much easier too. There's also the fact that she can summon a huge demonic beast ally, which might distract enemies and pull their aggro, and more so, there could always be specifically more challenging maps and enemy placement on any of these routes that we're just unsure of yet. So I think it's safe to say that we just won't know which path will actually be the hardest, but it is interesting food for thought. We also got a peek at another page which highlights the character Nydine, which is awesome, because this is a really intriguing character that I'm excited about, and we hadn't gotten her bio until now. Nydine is a talented writer who controls Flying Orneus like it shares her own will, as if it was part of her own body. She freely gallops around the battlefield, leading enemies by their noses. Her likes are doing the right thing and taking care of Flying Orneuses. She's listed as independent here, so it seems she truly isn't associated with any other particular group in the heroic games. If she works anything like the other unaffiliated characters floating around Daxian, she'll probably passively level up and change classes as the game progresses until you recruit her, so she might have started out in the commoner class to begin with. She's level 17 here and has already become an Orneus rider. We also see her recruitment requirements here for the first time for one of the 4 routes, but we're not sure which one just yet. On whichever one this is, she'll require support level 1 and renown level 6. As negotiation requirements, she needs 2 bronze axes, which is super interesting. So it looks like characters might desire specific items of the player in order to be recruited, or to aid in the negotiation process to convince them. It's almost like, I need my ration of weapons to fight with under your command if I'm going to join you. Or maybe she just thinks that bronze axes are cool. The page also says you can fulfill their requests by giving them gold or items, or by completing quest-style requests. So it seems that there will be a variety of asks from the characters. The rest of her info is rather hard to make out, but it looks like her personal will be called something like Force a Breakthrough. And she also has the mount and dismount ability, due to the fact that she's an Orneus rider, as well as axe skill level 1 and knightly senses. There's also another one here that looks to be a mounted skill, but I can't make it out. Stat-wise, her strength seems a little low, but she's also got 10 magic, which is great to see, because if you'll recall, we know that Nydine has boons in axes, reason magic, and the mounted and flying proficiencies, and banes in brawling and armored proficiencies. Meaning that taking her into magical classes really seems like it might be a fun alternative way to build her as a unit. And the fact that she has almost comparable magic and strength in this non-magical class might indicate that she could actually make it as a mage, bases and growths-wise. Judging by her bio, it also seems like Nydine is meant to be a mounted character, so regardless of whatever she's riding, I'm sure she'll excel. If you want to learn some more information about characters like this, be sure to check out my All Fortunes Weave Playable Characters So Far video. There's more to come, so please get subscribed. And check out my weekly live streams on Lucky Crit x2. Thanks to all my patrons and channel members, and I'll catch you next time.